Hello, this is Clive Fisher, welcoming you along to Screen of Sport's continuation of the 1992 Swedish Elite League title chase. And just look how tight it is. Mariestad top of the pack at this moment in time on 20 points. Kumla in second place on 16, Västervik in third place on 13, and Gotland fourth place on 12. So it is only Kumla who in theory can catch the mighty Mariestad and prevent them from getting their first Elite League title in 1992. So Mariestad need 3 points from their final 3 rounds, 14 rounds here in Sweden, and Kumla we feature this evening in their home meeting against Västervik. So Kumla we start with, and that is the man, Henrik Gustafsson rides at number 1. A familiar name to all Screen Sport viewers. One of their import riders is Bo Peterson at number 2. The fella there at number 3 is the old American John Cook, riding, of course, with a Swedish Speedway licence. Mikael Haglund rides at number 4. At 5 is Lars Gunnestad, the other import from Norway. 6 is Stefan Dano. And there to reserves, Tommy Lindgren at number 7, and Magnus Oskarsson rides at number 8. So that's the riders this evening representing Kumla. We now turn to this evening's opposition, which is Västervik. And they are currently in third place in the league table. At number 1, the man who needs no introduction whatsoever, from the USA, Samar Malenko. His partner at number 2, youngster coming on in the sport and progressing under the lights of Samar Malenko, that's Patrick Olsson. At number 3, a rider a lot of people have kept their eyes on, not having too good a season this year, is Joachim Karlsson. At 4, riders have come over to England recently to ride for the Poole Pirates down on the south coast, Jörgen Johansson. And there we see his partner, Australian favourite Craig Boyce. Nice to see you there, Boycey. Jörgen Holtgren rides at number 6. And there to reserves, Jörgen Flud and Robert Johansson rides at number 8. That's 1 to 8 representing the away side tonight at Västervik. So Kumla vs Västervik, 15 heats of superb speedway. Let's go down to trackside and join the riders as they come up to the starting gate for heat number 1. So then the scene in Kumla is set this evening. Nothing but a win will be any good for Kumla whatsoever. Their riders in this particular heat in red will be Henrik Gustafsson. There we see in blue Bo Peterson, that's the 2 representing Kumla. And there it is, do it again, Sudden Samar Malenko riding in white, and his partner Patrick Olsson rides in yellow and black. So 3 points for a win, 2 for second, 1 for third, and in any case you don't get nothing for coming fourth in this game. So 4 laps as always, clutch start, fixed gears, 500cc machines, brake horsepower around about 65, and on this 375 metre circuit, it's all action here in Kumla. The current track record held by Henrik Gustafsson, 65.8 is the track record. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is heat number 1. Green light goes on, up with the tapes, and this Elite League match gets underway. It's Ermolenko who drives into that first turn. His partner's with him, but locks up, and Gustafsson comes round him. So Ermolenko leads. Gustafsson in second place, and are we in for a battle between these two? We always thought it was going to be. Bo Peterson trying to put pressure on Patrick Olsson, and we somehow get the feeling that the minor places are going to have a big outcome in this match. Ermolenko leads, Gustafsson second, Bo Peterson now making his presence felt on the youngster and coming through to take third place, and Patrick Olsson, who looked as though he'd made it in that second turn, but now finds himself relegated to last position. But this is where the battle lies. It's Gustafsson now mounts his challenge on Samar Malenko. Gustafsson knows every inch of this Kumla circuit. Ermolenko leads now, Gustafsson getting close, down the back straight for the final time. Ermolenko leads, Gustafsson second, Peterson third, and it looks as though Sudden Sam's just going to hold on, coming out to take the win. Ermolenko gets there, Gustafsson in second place, Bo Peterson back in third, and really was a good scrap between these 2 world finalists. Samar Malenko gets the win though, and gets 3 points. Gustafsson 2, Peterson 1. So heat number 1 is drawn. It's 3 points to Kumla, 3 points to Västervik, and Samar Malenko the winner of heat number 1. Let's take another look in slow motion as Ermolenko gets his wheels in line, drives into that first turn, and at that moment in time his partner was with him, but it was Gustafsson and Peterson who came round to draw the heat, 3 points apiece in the opening race. Heat number 2, John Cook rides in red. His partner is Mikael Haglund in blue. There he is, Cook going into gate number 1. For Vestavik, Joachim Karlsson rides in white and Jörgen Johansson rides in yellow and black. 3 points each at this moment in time, and this is heat number 2. Riders being called into the line. Last one to settle is Jörgen Johansson. On goes the green light, up go the tapes, and those bikes roar, and Cook looks over his shoulder. Cook's made it to the first turn. John Cook leads, and just on his partner coming through to join him. Mikael Haglund is there to join him. So the home club flying at the moment. Joachim Karlsson going out in the dirt, trying to make up ground. Jörgen Johansson now comes through to try just a good cookie, dictating the pace of this race to get his partner through. And let's see if Kumla can stay out of this one, to stay in front in this one. Jörgen Johansson in 3rd place, and surely the challenge is now going to come from him. Is Karlsson has looked down at his machine once or twice, and Cook really riding at half throttle in this one. Mikael Haglund riding the boards, Cook dictating the pace of the race, and it's so easy to do that on the inside. Per Jonsson is another rider, and Samer Malenko can do that with tremendous ease. But Cook in this one, Jörgen Johansson trying to mount up ground, and it looks as though Cook has got Haglund on a little bit of string in the back straight. John Cook leads, Haglund going up to join him, and this looks as though Kumla are going to get in front. Coming up to take the win is Haglund that gets there. John Cook just content to stay in 2nd place, and in 3rd place goes to Jörgen Johansson. And the art of team riding, ladies and gentlemen, really was brought to the forefront by John Cook, who really dictated the pace of that race. 5-1 heat advantage to Kumla in heat number 2, and they lead now by 8 points to 4. With the great team riding from John Cook, the highlight of heat number 2. Heat number 3, Lars Gunnestad rides in red, Staffan Dano rides in blue, Craig Boyce is in white, and Jörgen Hultgren rides in yellow and black. That's the way it line up for this particular heat. 8 place 4 in Kumla's favour in this one at the moment. Up go the tapes, those bikes roar into that first turn, and the rider in red, Gunnestad, has got there. Gunnestad and Boyce as well. Boyce is in 2nd place, but just look at Stefan Dano. Stefan Dano coming round the outside of Boyce. Gunnestad leads. Dano in 2nd place now from Boyce. A great brave ride from Stefan Dano, who now rides, of course, in England for the Eastbourne Eagles down on the south coast. And Boyce just caught down the back straight on the lap number 1, and all of a sudden Kumla making their presence felt. 5-1 in heat number 2, and always set for another one in heat number 3. Gunnestad leads by the proverbial mile, but it's all eyes on Stefan Dano. Can he hold on to this 2nd place from Craig Boyce? Back in 4th place is Jörgen Hultgren. So good news for Kumla, bad news for Vestavik in heat number 3. And Stefan Dano just keeping his eye on what Craig Boyce is doing. But at this moment in time, it's looking set for another 5-1 as Gunnestad gets there. 2nd place goes to Stefan Dano, and 3rd place to Craig Boyce. So heat number 3 is another 5-1 heat advantage to Kumla. They extend their lead. It's 13 place 5. And join us for more Elite League action after the break. Welcome back to Kumla in Sweden for this Swedish Elite League match, Kumla versus Vestavik. The weather's dry and a little bit chilly, but a good crowd of 2,000, which is excellent news for Swedish Speedway. And we hear that the weather up and down the country is not too good, and this is the only Elite League match taking place tonight. So we're in for a real treat here at Screen Sport, and it's very lucky that we chose Kumla versus Vestavik. Well, at this moment in time, Speedway is now the 3rd most popular sport in the country, and crowds up by 20% in 1992. Within the years of recession, that's certainly good news for SEMO. Heat number 4, which is the reserves race, Tommy Lindgren rides in red, Magnus Oskarsson in blue, that's the Kumla pairing, and for Vestavik, Göran Flud and Robert Johansson down on black. Up they go, the tapes, and those bikes roar that first turn, and it is blue and red who've got there, which is Lindgren in red on the outside, Magnus Oskarsson in blue for Kumla. And really, Kumla are flying very high after heat number 1, and that was, of course, Urbanenko's win. But all of a sudden, Kumla now really getting the bit between their teeth. They know what they've got to do to try and stop Mariestad winning that first title. And of course, that's the final round in heat number round 14, when Mariestad come to Kumla, and that could be a real cracker. But in this one, the yellow and black is Robert Johansson, who's trying desperately hard to try and come between this home pairing. Tommy Lindgren red, Magnus Oskarsson blue, and Lindgren you may recall from the ice racing scene a few years ago. One of the old good Swedish ice racers, reached a couple of world finals of that particular sport as well. But also on Mean Machine on shale, he leads this one from his partner Magnus Oskarsson. Still Robert Johansson in third place, and it looks as though Kumla are going to stretch their lead as they get the 5-1. So Tommy Lindgren gets a win. Second place is Magnus Oskarsson, and in third place Robert Johansson. So there we see the Indians of Kumla now extend their lead to 12 points. It's 18 plays 6, and Tommy Lindgren getting a very important win for Kumla in heat number 4. So heat number 5 sees Lars Gunnestad come out in red, a convincing winner. First time out in heat number 3. His partner in blue is Stefan Dano for Gunnestad. He just failed to make the World Championship past the Scandinavian final, but a good couple of rounds for Norway in the World Team Cup quarter-final. The opposition in this one is Joachim Karlsson in white and Jörgen Johansson in yellow and black. So 18 plays 6. This is heat number 5. Watch for Gunnestad and watch for Jörgen Johansson as well. The captain, of course, of Vestervik is the tapes rising. It's Jörgen Johansson who's got the drop. Joachim Karlsson there with him as well. Oh, Joachim Karlsson locks and very nearly comes down, which brings the other two boys to now just look at Gunnestad. Gunnestad trying to make up ground on Jörgen Johansson. Jörgen Johansson trying to hold back, but Gunnestad comes through with great ease. Lars Gunnestad hits the front from Jörgen Johansson in second place. A great ride from the Norwegian. One of the two imports, of course, for Kumla, along with Bo Peterson. Been here for a couple of years now, and, well, he really is an all-action rider. There's no doubt whatsoever about that. And with Gustafsson in the side, Kumla are packed with very, very talented riders. He leads still from Jörgen Johansson in second place as we enter the final lap. Blue, Stefan Dano in third place, being pushed slightly by Joachim Karlsson, but bend the back straight for the final time. Round the final two doors is Lars Gunnestad, who's going to come up to get his second win of the night here for Kumla. It's Gunnestad's race. Second place goes to Jörgen Johansson, and Joachim Karlsson just gets third place on the line. So there we are. 3 plays 3, 21 plays 9, and it's all action as Lars Gunnestad gets his win from the back in heat number 5. Heat 6, and in this one we see John Cook ride in red, Mikko Hägglund ride in blue. The host pair, of course, got that 5-1 in their previous race, heat number 2, when it looked as though Cookie had him on a bit of string. It's going to be a bit tougher in this one because Sam Ermolenko rides in white and Patrick Olsson rides in yellow and black. So it's 21 plays 9 in Kumla's favour, and really they're looking for Ermolenko now and Olsson to try and just peg this tide that's flowing in the way of Kumla this moment in time. And as the tape's on, it's Ermolenko who's got there, and it's his partner with him as well, but no, Cook has come through to second place, so Ermolenko leads. Cook now trying to come around the outside of him. Cook with the all-action style, known as Cowboy in his days at Ipswich. Cowboy John Cook, and what an entertainer he was in his days in the British League. Ermolenko still leads. Second place, John Cook. Third place is Patrick Olsson. So this would be a heat advantage to Vestervik if it stays this way. Just slightly gnawing at that tremendous lead that Kumla achieved at this moment in time. But John Cook looks to be content now with second place, looks over his shoulder to see where the threat is. But it's Sam Ermolenko leads in tremendous style, said Sam, and one more lap to go. And when you think that the World Team Cup finals coming to this venue in a fortnight's time, and it's going to be Sam Ermolenko, Ronnie Corey, and perhaps Hancock and Hamill for America. It's a formidable foursome in their quest for 1992 honours in that title. But it is Ermolenko for an easy win in heat number 6. Second place goes to John Cook, and Patrick Olsson gets third place. So forward to heat advantage to Vestervik in heat number 6. That stems the tide slightly. 10 points between the two sides. It's Kumla 23 and Vestervik on 13, and Sam Ermolenko gets a good win. We just take a look at the moment the challenge came from John Cook, but it really was for only about half a lap. Ermolenko there at that moment in time, realises the challenge was coming from Cook. Cook locks, tries to cut back on the inside of Ermolenko, a manoeuvre which brought him many, many successes in Sweden and in England in his early days, but Ermolenko far too fast for that manoeuvre and gets the 3 points in heat number 6. Heat number 7, and there we see Magnus Oskarsson coming out. Tommy Lindgren rides in red, Magnus Oskarsson in blue, and this pairing, of course, in heat number 4, getting a 5-1 for that pairing. For that team, should I say. Göran Flug rides in white, and Robert Johansson rides in yellow and black. 23 plays 13. This is heat number 7. Riders coming in to settle at the gate. 375-metre circuit here at Kumla. Heat number 7 gets underway, and the first ones to show yet again are the Kumla pairing. Magnus Oskarsson on the inside, and Tommy Lindgren coming round to join him. And really, in Elite League Speedway, and it's fair to say also in England, reserves are so important. And at this moment in time, Kumla, without a shadow of a doubt, in this particular fixture, got the edge in that one. Oskarsson on the inside, Tommy Lindgren on the outside. Looking set for another 5-1 heat advantage to the home club. The Indians of Kumla against the Skepparna of Västervik. Robert Johansson in 3rd place, trying to make his presence felt, but he's going to have to do something brave and daring to split this pairing. Lindgren on the outside, Oskarsson on the inside as we enter the final lap of heat number 7. And this will extend the old lead to 14 points if it stays this way, unless Robert Johansson is going to have something to say on this final bend. Tommy Lindgren still leads. Magnus Oskarsson in 2nd place. Coming up though to take the win, it's Lindgren who gets the win. 2nd place is Magnus Oskarsson, and 3rd place to Robert Johansson. So 14-point advantage is now achieved by Kumla with that 5-1 in heat 7. It's 28 to the Indians of Kumla and 14 to the Skepparna of Västervik. And really the reserves playing their part here with 2 5-1s in their 2 heats so far. Heat number 8 is next on the agenda, and there we see Henke Gustafsson going to gate number 4 in red. His partner is Bo Peterson, gate number 2 in blue. For Västervik, Craig Boyce rides in white, and Jörgen Hodgren rides in yellow and black. So something of a battle, I would imagine, between Boyce and Gustafsson in this particular one. Boyce going into gate number 3, and Gustafsson in gate 4. Those the two to watch for as the tapes ride on this particular race. 28 plays 14. Gustafsson having a very, very good World Final. Saw him get a very good couple of wins in the later stages of the meeting, which was of course rain affected in Poland. Coming back to share joint 4th place with Tommy Knudsen of Denmark. But this is heat number 8. As the tapes rise, the throttle's wide open, and into that turn they go. And here's Boyce who leads, Boyce in white, but just look at Henrik Gustafsson drive round the outside of him in style that the Kumla fans have come to know as a treat. It's what they expect from Henke. He leads with 1 lap gone, Boyce in 2nd place. 3rd place is Jörgen Hodgren, and Bo Peterson trying hard to get a bit more traction to come from the back. Let's look at Bo Peterson now, coming round the outside of him, and Peterson comes through to take 3rd place. Still niggling though is Jörgen Hodgren on him. It's the rear roll. Oh, Hodgren lifts slightly. Bo Peterson now with the initiative. They're all battles for minor places, but there's no doubt who's leading this one. The red helmet colour as we enter the final lap of Henrik Gustafsson. Craig Boyce in white still in 2nd place. Having a good season down there with Paul on the south coast of England, and having a very good season also for Västervik. But it's Henrik Gustafsson who comes up to take the win for Kumla. 2nd place is Craig Boyce, and Bo Peterson working very hard for that solitary point in 3rd position. So heat number 8 is a 40 heat advantage to Kumla, and after this particular race it's 32 points to Kumla and 16 to Västervik. Let's take another look slow-mo at Bo Peterson's terrific manoeuvre to come from the back over Jörgen Hodgren. There he gets a bit between his teeth, gets the extra drive on the outside, gets his wheels locked in line, and still Hodgren tries hard to keep his 3rd position, and it's still at that stage he was still in the hunt. The 2 in front, Gustafsson and Boyce, were unaware of what was going on behind, but Peterson Bo Peterson, a veteran from Denmark, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying that, but a new lease of life for the Arena Essex in England these days. Had to fight very hard before he got that solitary point. So the Kumla on 32 points. Henrik Gustafsson on 5, Peterson 2, Cook 4, Haglund 3, Lars Gunnestad 6, Dano 2, and the 2 reserves doing very, very well. They're unbeaten by opposition. Lindgren on 6 and Oskarsund on 4. Kumla on 32 points at the halfway stage. Vestavik on 16, Samer Malenko unbeaten on 6, Patrick Olsen 1, Joachim Karlsson 1, Jörgen Johansson 3, Craig Boyson 3, Holtgren failed to score, Flute failed to score, and Robert Johansson 2 points. Join us for more Elite League Speedway after the break. Kumla in Sweden at the halfway stage of this Swedish Elite League match, round 12 between Kumla and Vestavik. 32 plays 16 in Kumla's favour this moment in time, and we were wondering whether the technical substitutes were going to come out in heat number 9, but the team manager for Vestavik holding fire at this moment. Lars Gunnestad rides in red, Stefan Dano blue from Kumla, and Samer Malenko in white, and Patrick Olsen yellow and black for Vestavik. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is heat number 9. Stefan Dano taking his time to settle in gate number 2. Lars Gunnestad over the favourite one, and both unbeaten, Samer Malenko and Lars Gunnestad. So something's got to give in this particular race, and Ermolenko gets a good one. Ermolenko gets there along with his partner Patrick Olsen, but it's Ermolenko who's got the drive in this one. Ermolenko leads in white. Still his partner in second place now, been overtaken by Lars Gunnestad, and we wonder if we're in for just a little bit of a thrill here. Gunnestad trying hard to get the pressure on Ermolenko, loses ground on that turn. So sudden Sam Ermolenko rides a course for Wolverhampton in the Home Fire League in England. Looking set for his 3rd win of the night. Gunnestad will have something to say about it, but it's fair to say he's got quite a lot of work to do. 3rd place, Patrick Olsen. So this would be a heat advantage to Vestavik at the moment if it stays this way, but not really what they would want. They've got to start getting some 5-1s to get back in this meeting. Samer Malenko in superb style and in a class of his own at this moment in time. Ermolenko leads still from Lars Gunnestad in 2nd place, and it's Ermolenko who gets the win. 2nd place, Lars Gunnestad, and in 3rd place, Patrick Olsen. What a sweet manoeuvre from Samer Malenko, led from start to finish to get the 3 points in heat number 9. So a 4-2 heat advantage to Vestavik, reduces arrears to 14 points. It's now Kumla 34 and Vestavik 20. Samer Malenko, a good winner for heat number 9. So at long last, the tactical substitutes come out. Samer Malenko coming in for attack ride in white to partner Craig Boyce in Vestavik's lineup. The 4 lineup in red is John Cook. In blue, Mikael Haglund. For Vestavik, Sam Ermolenko is a replacement in yellow and black, replacing Jörgen Johansson. Craig Boyce is in white. So can the tactical ploy work for Vestavik in heat number 10? We wait as the tapes rise on this one. And it's Boyce who's got the drop. Boyce is there, but Cook is splitting the pairing at the moment. Cook now trying to come around the outside of Boyce, and Ermolenko coming up the inside. Boyce leads, Ermolenko in 2nd place, and Cook going out in the dirt. What a race in heat number 10. Ermolenko leads, Cook in 2nd place. Boyce is back in the thick of things, comes back to 2nd place. Cook lost his momentum there on the entrance of lap number 2. Now comes back on the inside of Boyce. Ermolenko leads. Boyce in 2nd place. John Cook in 3rd position at this moment, trying to mount a challenge on Craig Boyce. Losing ground though still, and it looks as though Vestavik are set for a 5-1, which is just what the doctor ordered. A 4-2 in heat 9 is now going to be followed by a 5-1. On Vestavik are beginning to pull back in this one. The tactical ploy working for Vestavik in this heat. Tactical sub-ride from Samer Ermolenko as he comes out to take his 4th win of the night. Ermolenko wins, but more importantly for Vestavik, Boyce gets 2nd place and John Cook has to be content with 3rd position. So a 5-1 heat advantage to Vestavik reduces the arrears. It's 10 points only between the two sides. Kumla 35, Vestavik on 25, and let's take another look at this breathtaking manoeuvre between these two Vestavik riders and John Cook from Kumla. At this moment, A good start for Boyce. Cook goes out in the dirt. Ermolenko cuts back on him, but just look now at Cook drive down the back straight to say, hey fellas, I'm not done in this one. Boyce and Ermolenko locked together to go on and get the 5-1, but John Cook certainly mixing things in a very eventful heat number 10. Heat number 11, and 10 points between the two sides. Henrik Gustafsson rides in red. His partner is Bo Peterson in blue. For the away pairing from Vestavik, Joachim Karlsson rides in white, and Jörgen Johansson rides in yellow and black. So, Vestavik back in this meeting, and it really means they've got to try and keep this momentum going. And it's a little bit difficult, I think, with the likes of Henrik Gustafsson. Dropped just 1 point so far to Ermolenko in heat number 1, and that's no disgrace whatsoever with the way Ermolenko's going this evening. So we've heard around Sweden that the other Elite League matches have all fell short of the weather, so although it's cold, although it's very dry, we're lucky to have Speedway here in Kumla this evening, and the hot shot cameras of Screen Sport bringing the best possible happenings on the conclusion of this Elite League Speedway season as we get underway in heat number 11. And it's rider in yellow and black, Jörgen Johansson who leads. Jörgen Johansson just got the top gun, but just to have Gustafsson come round the outside him. Joachim Karlsson back in third position, and Bo Peterson back in fourth. So it is Gustafsson leads, just took up Peterson coming underneath Karlsson. So Bo Peterson now trying to get the minor place, and that's where it's all won and lost in these Swedish Elite League matches. Gustafsson leads, Jörgen Johansson second place still, Joachim Karlsson holds on the third place, but Bo Peterson breathing down the exhaust pipe. The battle for the minor places in several of these races has been as spectacular as up front. But Henrik Gustafsson, who really is going to prove a very eventful character when the World Team Cup final comes to Kumla in 2 weeks' time, along, I'm sure, with Per Jonsson, Tony Rickardsson and Jimmy